Check this out. It is November 6th, 2025 at 3:33. It's right behind the camera. That's why I had to do that. Anyways, this video is about meth and cocaine. Meth was cultivated during World War I, World War II to do what? To enhance the soldiers' senses, to keep them more aware, or more alert, more aware, and more focused. That was why meth was created. So we fed it to our soldiers so that when they went to war, they could perform at a high performance, right? Too much of anything, sugar, 2-liter bottles of Mountain Dew, which kids used to die from that many years ago. So they kind of overdosed on caffeine in the Mountain Dew. So too much of anything is bad for you, right? So if they took meth, I don't know, for how long ever the war was, a year, 2 years, it's really not going to affect them that much, right? Here is why meth makes people crazy: electronic harassment. So they used to do psyops. For example, Stasi, Pizzagate, Paperclip, MK Ultra. Those are all psyops that we used to do on people for experimentation, psychological and mental experimentation. So that's what all those psyops were for, right? They don't do those anymore. That's what they say. They might have went underground with that sort of thing. But when you see the crazy meth people, it's because of electronic harassment, and they must have did something wrong, and that's how they got chosen, right? So that's that. I learned this when I was a targeted individual, right? Whistleblowers or targeted individuals. I somehow got on the list some crazy way. I don't understand how. I think they just created some kind of file on me and created all these different scenarios saying I'm a dangerous man. But the problem is with that is I'm not a dangerous man, and the people who were trying to build that case against me are the criminals. They are the ones who are projecting onto me their energy and the way they are. So they are the ones that are guilty of the things they're accusing me of. So there are good guys and bad guys. It's the bad guys making the good guys look bad, like this guy, and the bad guys are making themselves look good, right? So they take the good guy stuff, right, and use it for themselves, and take their criminalistic bad guy stuff and make the good guy look bad. So that's how it works. Now, with that being said, it's kind of like Trading Places. You ever seen that movie, Trading Places? It's kind of like that. Destiny exchange is another word for it. Energy exchange, energy transfers. Those are all common terminology when it comes to that sort of thing. Because Tesla said, everything's energy, frequency, and vibrations. Everything you see, that's what it is. Nothing's sitting still. Everything's vibrating. Your body's vibrating. All your atom cells in your body that created you is vibrating. Nothing's sitting still. So with that being said, we got cocaine next. Is meth? Am I done with meth? No. So if you do too much meth, yes, it's going to be bad for you, right? But don't do meth whatsoever, because it's not good for your cells anyways, because it degenerates it. It ages you, right? Cocaine. Cocaine is the same as sugar. If you do a Google search online, it will tell you and show you images of sugar and cocaine and what it does to the brain. It's the exact same thing, almost. Cocaine might be a little bit more effective, but they're pretty much both the same way, right? So check this out. If you look at cocaine and sugar, they both come from the ground. They both are stimulants. They both are plants. One suppresses the appetite. The other increases the appetite. So sugar increases, cocaine suppresses, right? We used to put it in Coca-Cola products. They stopped doing that. So with that being said, plant products, are they healthy? They were cultivated. Cocaine was cultivated along with marijuana about 30,000 years ago. That was the start of the pagan system. The pagan system lasted about 30,000 years, and it went through different phases. We're in the beast system right now, and we went through one of the phases of 2,000 years. We're still in that first phase, and we're still integrating the pagan system and the beast system. That's where we're at. That's where we are at. With that being said, so what happens with cocaine is it's addictive, and you can get carried away with it. It's a rich person's drug, is what I call it. A lot of rich people use cocaine. The justice system use cocaine. There's a lot of doctors use cocaine, right? A lot of different types of people use cocaine. They just stay in the closet because it's in the black market and it's not in the legal market, if you will. So, with that being said, it's just a party drug, a have fun drug. And the problem with cocaine is that it's consumed at once versus over the period of the day, right? So there's a box of cookies. It's about 200 grams of sugar if you eat the whole box of cookies, right? It's going to make you feel like poo-poos. If you do cocaine, 1 gram of cocaine, it's going to make you feel like poo-poos. Which one's worse? I want to do an experiment on that. But I can't right now. So what would make you feel worse? And I want some real cocaine to be able to do that, but I'm not going to. Anyways, with that being said, I just took a test. Check this out. Bam! Passing, right? So I was getting accused of being a druggie and doing cocaine and a bunch of weird shits, right? There is meth that is prescription. It has 2 names. Prescription meth, right? And Adderall. 2 different forms of meth, right? So you got 2 different forms of meth, and they just do different things. One is like this, and the other kind of seeps into a high, right? And the other one's like, whoop, right? Same product, different names. Meth and Adderall. They're the same thing. They do the same thing. Focus, increase your energy, and increases your senses. They both do the same thing. One's prescription, one's not prescription. They do have prescription meth. That's for, I don't know what they use that for. I know one thing they use it for is for heroin addicts, right? And that's how they get off that drug. They just do prescription meth, right? So like I said, it's all legal. Just do it in moderation. I did some calculations. If you did a line of Coke every single day, it reduces your lifespan about 10 years. If you eat sugar every single day, it reduces your lifespan every 10 years. So they're the same effect, same lifespan decreasing amount. Just one is demonized and you're not supposed to use it, right? Leave it for the rich people. I don't know. And then there's there's sugar, which is legal, and it probably should be illegal, right? Because there's no purpose for it besides to make things sweet. We have other things like honey and agave that make things sweet and that are healthy for you, because honey is what? Created by the bees, and the bees' frequencies of the wings flap at a healing frequency. So when they make the honey with their flapping wings, that is healing at a frequency of blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure what the frequency is. The honey becomes healing. So you eat honey, it's good for you because it's healing, right? Agave is a god syrup, a god sweetener, right? That's what they used to use back in the god days. Ambrosia is the fruit of God. So they used to eat a lot of fruit, and then they put some, looks like some cream, right? And some agave. Mix it up, yum, 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 right? It was actually food of the gods, according to my research. So there you go. You got meth and you got cocaine. One's illegal and the other's illegal. And then you got sugar that is legal. That probably should be illegal as well. Anyways, I got to go. Much love it. Peace and happiness to you. All for sure. Peace!